Welcome to Living History. This is the unique show that explores the memories and experiences of the people who put this great nation on their backs when it needed it the most and carried it through some tough and special times, where we really explore the history of this country and the truth is stranger than fiction realities of how we got to be where we are. Now that was just the beginning of the cloak and dagger stories that would embody Ib's military career. This next setting is one that we have heard about in the tales of World War II, but very few people have actually really seen the stories of getting Nazi spies out of Germany. You won't want to miss this.
I was working as a counterintelligence agent at the 12th Court, and we had found out that there was a German scientist working on something very secret for the Germans who might be willing to defect, to come to our side. We just had begun entering in Germany, so the front lines were just maybe in the beginning from just near the German-French border. But he was 30 miles into Germany in a town called Mayenne. So if we wanted him, somebody had to go 30 miles into Germany to find him. Well, I had all the OSS training on how to operate in a foreign country. And I knew German and I knew Germany. So I volunteered, provided I were doing it my way. So what I did was I took my own Jeep, I kept my own uniform, kept my dog tag, kept my counterintelligence agent identification, put a woolen cap on and a big woolen scarf and a Mackinac coat. All those things the German had conquered during the Battle of the Bulge and were using, so it was not unusual. So I barreled into Germany, went into mines. I didn't know my way around, but people were very, very friendly and very helpful. And finally I got to this guy and I went up and I knocked on the door and he said, "Who's there?" And I said, "I'm an American intelligence officer here to take you back with me." And he opened the door and he looked at me as if I was a man from Mars. And he said, you're crazy. I said, no, I am an American officer. And I took my identification out and I showed it to him. And he said, well, the Gestapo makes the best forgers in the world. I said, well, I'll show you my dog tags. And I put my dog tags out and gave it to him. In those days, I had a habit of putting a piece of chewing gum between the dog tags so that if I had to be very quiet, they didn't rattle. And he took that and took the chewing gum apart and he looked at me and says, "American." Now he believes me, but he says there's no possible way that I'm going to get back with you. If we'll be caught, and you know what's going to happen to me if I'm caught trying to defect. I knew that's what's going to happen to him, but that would be a terrible, terrible thing.
Are you like most of us? Do you find that with your busy schedule and long days at the office that you just don't have the time or energy your best friend deserves? Well, you and your buddy should try Sunny Dog Place, located in Harbor City. Since 2002, we have trained, boarded, and loved over 9,000 dogs of all shapes and sizes in our 7,500 square foot cage-free facility and our unique, one-of-a-kind dog swimming pool. With our open, airy design, we are dedicated to giving your dog the best home away from home experience when they come stay overnight or just play for the day. For more information, call the number on the screen or visit our website.
Like most people, you probably bought an annuity, life insurance, or other financial product to provide for your future. Unfortunately, these products are often improperly explained and carry hidden fees and risks that can erase the benefits you thought you were getting. In short, you may not have it all which you were promised. My name is Stephen Roth, and I'm the founder of WMI, a unique company dedicated to protecting the public from negligence and fraud. Our 360 review tells you exactly what you really have, and unlike other companies, we're only paid if we improve your position. Insurance and investment companies rarely do the right thing voluntarily, and most agents are concerned only with their commissions. Clients who were sold the wrong products have recovered millions of dollars with our help, and we can also help maximize what you and your heirs receive from insurance, investments, and more, guaranteed. Call us today at 1-877-OPTIVIZE. That's 1-877-678-4847.
So I said, well, there's one way we can do it. I'll knock you out, tie you up, put you in the back of my Jeep, and you can say that you were overcalled, knocked out, and that's it. So he thought for a while. He said, not too hard. And I said, oh, enough to make you bleed. So I knocked him over right on the edge here where it starts bleeding, and blood started running down. And he changed into his uniform. He was a SS Major. And I tied him up with a piece of electric cord and put him in the back of the Jeep. We start back. This time, however, I had come down from a large main highway and then gotten off on a smaller road to go into this town. This time, when we got to it, there was a barrier, a roadblock across the road. German MPs in motorcycles and the whole bit. Now, what do? I have a guy tied up, beaten up in the back. If I start turning around, they'll know that something is wrong and give chase. What can I do? What I did was I bluffed. I got to within about 40 feet, and then I got out of the car, and I lit into this guy and says, get that blankety-blank roadblock out of the way right now. I have to get to the front immediately. Don't hold me up. Get it out of the way. And he says, but sir, I had taken the cap from the officer and put that on so that I looked a little more imposing. And I had to take a little book out with some pencil and I'm making notes. And he said, well, sir, I have strict orders to let nobody on the road. I said, orders from whom? He said, well, it's counter order on. You see the man in the back of there? This is Heinrich Himmler's nephew. He has to get to the front right now. Give me your name. I'd like to have your name. I think the Reichsführer would like to know who it was who kept his nephew from getting to the front when he has to. Your name, please. And he said, well, sir, actually. I said, why? He said, well, there's a convoy coming, and I can't let anybody on the road because the convoy is going to the front. I said, well, you idiot. I am going to the front. Put me in the convoy. Yes, sir. And that comes the convoy, and he stopped the convoy, got us in the German convoy, and I went in the German convoy all the way to the front. When they went that away, I went that away, and we got the damn scientist back with us. And I brought him home, and we got him established. He turned out to have been working for Degussa. Degussa was a Nazi organization that was in charge of the development of the Nazi atomic bomb. So he was quite important, and I think he probably was able to do some good in our own research.
Thank you so much for taking the time to learn about history with me. Living History is a show that truly recreates the memories and experiences of people who changed this country. Now, not all of our stories have to deal with a military background. And in upcoming shows, you're going to see some unbelievable stories about some civilians who did just as much for this country as any military personnel has ever done. Thank you again so much. I really hope to see you next time on Living History.
Like most people, you probably bought an annuity, life insurance, or other financial product to provide for your future. Unfortunately, these products are often improperly explained and carry hidden fees and risks that can erase the benefits you thought you were getting. In short, you may not have it all which you were promised. My name is Stephen Roth, and I'm the founder of WMI, a unique company dedicated to protecting the public from negligence and fraud. Our 360 review tells you exactly what you really have, and unlike other companies, we're only paid if we improve your position. Insurance and investment companies rarely do the right thing voluntarily, and most agents are concerned only with their commissions. Clients who are sold the wrong products have recovered millions of dollars with our help, and we can also help maximize what you and your heirs receive from insurance, investments, and more, guaranteed. Call us today at 1-877-OPTIVIZE. That's 1-877-678-4847.